Ahoy folks, and welcome back to Broadside Gaming with me, Zug. So, they have made some changes today. So, before you start playing, do check your talent trees, because they haven't actually reset the talent tree points, but they've moved all the talents about, and we'll jump in and see what they're talking about. So let's go through the patch notes and we'll have a look at the tree. Update sees a handful of changes to the layout of the Hive Scum talent tree. Mainly, we are addressing the sharp difficulty curve of early game. Basically, there was no survivability early game. It was a pain in the arse to level, really. They're moving a small selection of stronger talents around, blah, blah, blah. Didn't listen to us to start with. Zug was right. So the overall power level of the Hive Scum is the same. Even so, please consider this a light first stab at the overall Hive Scum feel, which means that they're going to interfere more. And know that we are keeping a watchful eye on, and your talents will not be reset, but your talents might have moved around. New layout, talk to you soon. Theodore, class designer. So they haven't reset them, so have a look at your tree before you do anything. So they've moved, let me just move that screen over there. So they've moved Sticky Hands has been replaced with Quick and Deadly, which is there. Quick and Deadly has been replaced with Unload. That is Unload. Unload has been replaced with Moving Target. I have no idea what that is. I can't remember the actual thing of these. Burst of Energy replaced with Cheap Shots. So that needs to be changed. Jittery has been replaced with Tis But a Scratch, which was there, I think. Like the Wind has been replaced with Untouchable, and Untouchable is replaced with Sticky Hands, right? So yeah, we'll mess with the talents again tonight, and we'll go through them because they've kind of messed with them quite a lot. Let's have a look at the talents. What have they done there? Enemies killed by chem toxin from a direct needle pistol is now considered triggered for Desperado. Oh, that's good. So you can actually use the needle pistol Desperado now and count for blinder and blackout regeneration. The talent Blessed Stims, which was here. Blessed Stims and chemical dependency will now trigger when entering the proximity of a stim supply. So stim supply is no longer completely useless. That's good. With stim supply loaded with a stim once for each stim supply deployment. Fixed situation where stim supply would fail to be placed due to not finding a valid position. But basically what that means is, if you've seen in the live streams, you'd get the stim supply stuck in your hands and you wouldn't be able to do anything. You'd just be locked with it in your hands and you'd be battered to death because you couldn't block, dodge, or move. You'd just be stuck, which was massively irritating as well. So I'm glad they fixed that. It's stuck in player's hands. It would now default to being placed at the feet of as a fallback, which it should have been done from the start. There have also been a handful of description changes for the talents to clarify their intended behaviors. I mean, we'll go through it and see if we can find any of those. It doesn't actually give an example. Fixed an issue where precision violence would stop replenishing toughness under certain conditions. I told you precision violence was broken, and no one believed me. Fixed a crash which should occur with blinder, blackout, and boombringer projectiles in combination with flame-throwing weapons. Yeah, I've seen that a couple of times. Fixed an issue where battering momentum would not trigger the correct buff. Fixed misleading description text for rampaging backstabs. Okay, cool. What else? Fixed an issue where the damage over time effect would cancel rampaging backstabs. Fixed an issue where hypercritical could trigger on captain type enemies. So you could one-shot captains with a crit. That'd be quite funny, but I didn't see that. Update the description for rampage. Okay, so what have they done? Replenish your toughness and enter rampage for 10 seconds. The duration gain 50% melee power, 20% melee attack speed, and 25% damage reduction, as well as becoming stunned and suppression immune. Melee strikes extend the duration by 3.3 seconds. The extension becomes diminished after 20 seconds. So they're still sticking us with the annoying debuff at the end, but I mean, we can just ignore that mostly. And salutes a monstrosity extends duration around budget 1 second. Additionally, the time before extending becomes diminished is now 30 seconds. Forge's bellow. Okay, so they've changed that. Right. Boombringer, which is the rocket launcher. Both Blackout and Chem Grenade are doing really well for themselves, and you want to make sure that all three blitzers have a proper place in the game. So here's a Boombringer buff. Increased from 2 to 3. Well, that's pretty good. Carapace modifier increased from 2.0 to 2.4. Radius, far radius increased from 4 to 7 meters. Far range drop off increased from 3 to 4 meters. Close radius increased from 2 to 4. Close radius drop off increased from 1 to 2. Damage, far range damage from 900 to 1300. Fixed so that back blast no longer pulls enemies standing in front. Improve the missile launch disposal animation. Okay. So let's look at the weapons. What have they done for that? Let's look at the shivs. Okay. We have slightly increased the values for each stat for the Hive Scum weapon received when creating a new character to smooth out the initial difficulty curve while leveling. So it won't affect anyone that's leveled up now, but you know, if you do it again, which you probably never will. Increase the hitbox and damage window. This is the shiv, sorry. For most light attacks, slightly increase the first target damage to light attacks, especially against the unarmored and infested armor types. Mark 1, slightly increase the range of the heavy attack 1. Dual stub pistols, fixed critical bonus stat not applying correctly. Dual auto pistols, fixed an animation issue when taking damage. Decreased the amount of camera and animation when sprinting. Bonesaw fixed an issue where the weapon could get stuck in the blocking animation. Oh, thank God for that. Because that was really messing with the Bonesaw. Okay, well, that's all they've done to the weapons at the moment. Fixed an issue. So this is a penance. Fixed an issue where Alchemist could fail to track correctly during missions. The penance is now tracked on a time interval base rather than a stack of chemical dependency lost. Misk, the Voxcaster cosmetic, is now equipable on the Hive Scum operative. I think it's that one. Theta 901. Could be any of them. They're just all recolors of Voxcasters anyway. Added a unique inspect pose for the Hive Scum. Fixed a crash where switching weapons between creating classes in character. What? Fixed a crash when switching between creating different classes. Oh, there we go. Added more Valkyrie poses for the Hive Scum, which is basically sitting in the seat on the loading screen. Oh, that's something we've all been clamoring for. General fixes and tweaks. The number of operative slots has been increased from 8 to 9. Okay, that's good. Talent tree improvements. Deselecting a combat ability, aura, or blitz ability now also deselects its sub nodes. Okay. Fair enough. Added a UI indication for the talent tree. It is an invalid state. Note that entering a mission with a tree that is in an invalid state will use its most recently valid version. Okay, so you can't go into a mission without a talent tree, kind of. Talent changes are now equivalent. The talent trees are now evaluated, after each node change, which will address the issue like the unspent points notification not updating when it should. Added a notification mark on the special assignment button in the missions terminal to let players know they still have missions in the category which are not yet completed. Updated the visuals of Cymelk's event view. And general bug fixes. It's just a big list of absolute crap. I'm not going to go through the entire thing. If you want to read the general one, go for it. Cosmetics have been fixed as well in some places. A known issue. This is the last one I'll go through. We introduced a change to how explosions work that was meant to improve performance around said explosions. A side effect of this was that players are being hit by explosions from further than before, which was unintended. We're aiming to fix this in the near future for the next hotfix. So they still haven't talked about the randomly spawning in poxbursters, which is kind of scary. But there you go. There's been fixes. So check your talent trees before you start playing today, folks, because they have fiddled with everything but not reset your tree. So keep an eye on that. We will be going through some builds tonight on the live stream. So if you're about, come and check that out. That's it for now. If you've enjoyed, please do like and subscribe, ring the bell for notifications, do all that lovely stuff, and we shall see you later. So until then, take it easy and see you later.